Ever click on the little boxes in the top right of a NinjaTrader chart window? Well, if you do, you'll see a bunch of colors displayed. In fact, there are two sets of colors you can pick from. It seems that there are colors for what's called an interval link and also for an instrument link. Well, it turns out those color settings let you link together charts and other types of windows, such as Superdome windows, together so that you establish a relationship, and when you change a setting on a chart, for example, you'll also have a setting changed on the dome or whatever other type of window you have open. We're going to get into how that all works shortly, but first it's important that you understand how my charts are configured. Okay, so my configuration is as follows. The monitor that I'm using has this resolution. It might be a little bit higher than yours, it might be lower. It's a 1440p monitor. I've got two 5-minute charts, one for the E-mini S&P. The indicators are the ATO2 and Atlas line. We have a 5-minute chart also using the ATO2 and Atlas line. This is a Euro chart. You can see that by looking at the 6E in the top left. This is our courses page. We have the Atlas line and ATO2 working here on these two top charts. And on the bottom for this one, and this one, we have the TradeScalper running. So we have the scalping charts on the bottom left, which provide us many signals rapidly, and we have the 5-minute chart showing a more long-term indication of where price is expected to go. On the bottom right, we have two Superdome windows. We have an E-mini Superdome, and on the right we have a 6E. So this one corresponds with the top left chart, this one corresponds with the top right chart, and you can see that I've also done the same thing here. E-mini chart on the top left for scalping, 6E chart on the top right. So you can see how we might benefit from setting up links, and we'll do that in just a moment. Let's say that we always want the same instrument to be loaded in this top left 5-minute chart, this 1-minute chart here in the top left of this scalping group, and this Superdome. Well, how do you do that? Go to the top right, click on the rightmost gray box for instrument link, and then select a color that you like for this grouping. I'm going to pick orange. So we have orange here, select orange for this, and also orange for this. So at this point, we should be able to change the instrument. Let's say we want to change it from E-mini to some other futures market. Let's just pick 6E. And sure enough, this switches to the 6E. You can see it in the top left here. Same for this 1-minute chart, and same for the Superdome. But we really wouldn't want to change that to 6E because we already have 6E loaded on this one, and this one, and this one. So you can see how simply changing the instrument link color will cause the instruments to all match up for whatever configuration you want. Now let's take a look at this other linking option, the interval link. So for these three charts here, I've already gone ahead and removed the ATR indicator. That's because I'm about to switch this chart time frame from a 1-minute chart to a 2-range chart. Why am I doing that? Because this TradeScalper method also works on 2-range charts. Well, I can go ahead and do that by assigning all of these a color. So for interval link, let's select the color red. And now we can select from this top area here, next to range, the number 2. These are all loading up a 2-range chart for the TradeScalper. And there we go. So that's looking good. If you notice, the Superdome only has an instrument link. Well, that's because the Superdome doesn't really care about the time frame. The Superdome is for placing orders and managing your trades. That's why it makes sense for it to only have the instrument link, because it only cares about what instrument or market you're trading, which by the way is selectable down here in this box. You can actually use both the instrument link and the interval link at the same time. So as you recall, we have two 5-minute charts on the top, but they are for different instruments. We have the Euro, which is the 6E, and we had a minute ago the E-mini. So E-mini on the left, Euro on the right. We have no instrument link set up here. So in this example, let's say that we want two E-mini charts, but we want to apply a different set of indicators to each chart. Let's say we like seeing the ATO2 and the Atlas line on this left E-mini chart on the 5-minute time frame, but we also want to have another E-mini chart also on a 5-minute time frame. Well, that means we can enable both the interval link and the instrument link, and we should maintain consistency. I'm going to change this to orange. This will switch it right away to the E-mini. And now let's set up a different color for the interval link. So we're setting up an interval for 5 minutes, essentially. And let's set this to lime. All right. And we'll set this to lime. This actually won't do anything because we already have these two charts set to 5 minutes anyway. But that's a good way to make sure that the time frame is consistent and you don't actually change something by mistake. And we can go ahead and apply, for example, the DayTradeToWin roadmap indicator, which is included with our 8-week mentorship program. So mentorship is an all-inclusive program. Always check the website at daytradetowin.com, which I'll pull up here in just a moment, and you will see exactly when the new class begins. daytradetowin.com, and you'll see a countdown. In this case, at this time, it's August 4th, 2020. Let's load up the roadmap indicator, and we don't need to see the Atlas line or the ATO2 because we have that on the chart to the left. So just the roadmap is fine for this demonstration, and we can click on OK. There we go. And there's the roadmap indicator. All right, we're going to now recap Y-link charts. Easily and quickly change time frames, also called intervals, for multiple charts at once. Easily and quickly change instruments, aka markets, for multiple charts at once. Get to your signals quickly, for example, the TradeScalper, Atlas line, ATO2, or maybe the roadmap. Maintain coherent understanding of market activity, which would be switching among different charts, getting a sense of how the market is behaving for the particular day. Lastly, it's especially useful across multiple monitors or high-resolution displays. One more thing, we have the interval link, that's the top left box, this one here, the Lime one, for example. Box on the right is the instrument link, so memorize those two. And when thinking about how you want to customize with links, consider what you want to always remain the same across multiple charts, the instrument, the interval, or both. We covered a few examples today. Remember, the Superdome and other windows that you can launch will have a setting typically for the interval or the instrument. You may also want to save your workspace or your chart template. We've covered both of those things in prior videos. I use a program called Divi that's covered in a previous video. Go to this page here. I'll load that up for you. And the settings for Divi, I have 9 rows and 6 columns. I'll show you what that looks like. So let's go to configuration, 9 rows, 6 columns, and you can see all the grids and how the charts precisely match up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows, and then 6 columns. So we have each chart taking up a 3 by 3 box. If you go to our website, daytradetowin.com, click on Get Started, and then click on How to Info Setup, you'll see this page here. Click on Organize Chart Windows, and you can watch this previous video where we show you how to use the Divi program to configure everything the way I have it here. Thank you for watching.
If you want to learn more about trading, visit daytradetowin.com, subscribe to the DayTradeToWin YouTube channel, the next mentorship class where we cover all of these methods with lifetime licenses for the software.